is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now is 4:27 on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrett.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. A big story we are following. New details this morning about an Indiana man that is facing charges after convincing a girl he was dating online to kill somebody.
Yeah, we've been telling you about this story all week long, but it is now making national headlines. This is Darren Schillmiller. You see him here. This man from southern Indiana convinced a young woman in Alaska and her friends to kill their friend, 19-year-old Cynthia Hoffman. Her body was found earlier this month. Schillmiller catfished those teens, claiming to be a millionaire, offering them $9 million to kill their friend and send them a video of them doing so. Well, obviously, that plot was all foiled. Schillmiller does not have millions of dollars, and now those teens are facing murder charges. They are pleading not guilty, and Schillmiller will soon be extradited to Alaska. A quite crazy case. We will have more details coming up. But we do want to get a check at the weather with our Alyssa Donovan. We did see some sun yesterday.
We saw some sun. It was brief, but it was there, which I know a lot of people were hoping for. Now today, we do have more storms in the forecast, and we're once again going to see it many of the days in the 7-day forecast. Friday is really going to be our day that we see the potential of a little bit of a break. But what's going on is we have this system just to our west that's going to pass through as we head through the day. We're going to see a wave move through. That's going to bring us the potential of some showers and some storms as we head into the afternoon. Now, these are going to bring the potential of some heavy rain, so we are under a flash flood watch today and into tomorrow. This is going to be the day we see the most likely chances of those heavier showers, mainly in the afternoon and overnight into Thursday morning. Temperatures today going to be in the low 80s and upper 70s. So we do have those risks of flooding. I know we have quite a bit of flooding problems already across the state.
So you're telling me heavier rain than what we experienced yesterday?
Probably about the same.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit heavier.
So much rain.
Too much rain. All right. And that is causing problems for a lot of people, including one woman in Carmel. She says all this recent rain has sent all of the excess storm water right into her yard. This is video of that. We're going to hear from that woman about these issues.
Yeah, we also reached out to the city to see what they are doing to help her out. She says they are doing nothing at this point, so we'll update you on that story there.
And finally, our Aaron Lish has a great story. WGU is partnering with Easter Seals for a special camp for people with disabilities. We're going to go inside that camp to see why it's so important that these young kids are getting this experience. We'll have that great story, plus news, weather, and traffic to start your Wednesday morning.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
All of the rain we've had recently is causing big problems for a Carmel resident, but it's not always been that way. Straight ahead, why she says a change made by city engineers is causing the problem.
Plus, a southern Indiana man faces murder and child porn charges in Alaska. New this morning, hear from Darren Schillmiller's former classmate on why her interactions with him were worrisome.
And a busy south side intersection road is getting a major makeover. Why city leaders say the road work is long overdue. Thanks for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin.
And I'm Meredith Barrett. Alyssa Donovan here. We did see some sun yesterday, which was very welcomed, but unfortunately right after that sunshine was a downpour.
Heavy downpour. And you know what, that's what we're going to see today as well. Some more chances of those heavy downpours, especially as we get into the afternoon and overnight hours. We're really going to see this sort of repeat of yesterday as we hit those later afternoon hours, which is why we do have a flash flood watch in effect. Right now, though, starting warm this morning and muggy again. 71 degrees in Indianapolis, 67 in Greencastle. So those temperatures are well above average, and we do have those humid conditions. Again, we have this warm air mass that has just settled in over Indianapolis, and that's really keeping us warm and moist today. What's going to happen next, though, is we have this system just to the west of us. That's going to send a short wave through as we head into the afternoon. That's going to bring us the potential of some showers and possibly some thunderstorms as well. So the timing on that mostly going to happen later in the day, and you can see right around 1:30 we'll start to see those showers, and then those thunderstorms will kick in later in the afternoon, and then overnight we'll continue to see the potential of those heavy downpours at times, because we're going to see that low pressure system really just cross our area as we head through the day, or the overnight hours rather. That's why we are under that flash flood watch. We're expecting about 2 to 4 inches in many locations additional rainfall. So we have those saturated grounds from all of the rain we've already received, which means anything that falls likely just going to pond on the ground. Also severe weather risk today, mostly for southern counties, but we do have that marginal risk right here in Indianapolis as well. The main thing with that is going to be that heavy rain and possibly some strong winds. So we have a few things happening today, so you're going to need to stay weather aware. Good time to get that Storm Shield app. Temperatures today starting in the 60s will climb into the mid 70s this afternoon.
Alyssa, thank you. This is a live look right now at I-65 at the North Split. Not too many cars and trucks out there at this moment. We're going to take a switch now to I-865 west of Ford Road. A little more traffic in that area. As always, be cautious with all this rainfall. There could be some standing water on the roadways. A Carmel woman says all of the rain we've been seeing lately is flooding her property thanks to a change that sends excess stormwater straight into her backyard.
Working for you, RTV6's Graham Hunter explains why the problem is so frustrating with more rain in our forecast.
Elise Montoya says every time it rains, stormwater from a nearby neighborhood is diverted onto her private property, creating a runoff area she says wasn't here before. And the problem, she says, all starts at this drain. Just off Autobahn Drive in Carmel is a reminder of old Indiana. At a home perfectly situated for one who wanders to collect their thoughts in these woods.
This tree's gonna die.
Now, the wanderer's path leads to worry for the future of her forest.
They're changing the topography of the land here.
Elise Montoya has lived on this wooded 3 acres property with her family since August 2015.
We bought it because we actually said we wanted to preserve it.
Montoya says the installation of drains and curbs on Autobahn Drive is flooding her paradise with stormwater.
Never a stream bed through here. There was never a ditch that went through here.
She shared these pictures of what it used to look like. And this week, when the rains came,
This is through our private woods.
Montoya says it brought trash.
This.
And destruction.
There should be dirt all under here and up to here, but it's been washed away.
And she wants it to stop.
Every time it rains, more erodes.
Montoya says the erosion is getting closer to her garage and says she gets no help from the city.
It doesn't seem like they care if we lose our garage, what they're doing to our property value, or if they kill our entire woods.
We reached out to the city of Carmel, but we haven't yet heard back. Reporting in Carmel, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Graham, thank you. We reached out to the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. Officials told us they're still researching the issue to find out if the drainage change affected historical watersheds.
High water continues to be a problem at Brown County State Park. DNR officials say the park and Abe Martin Lodge will remain closed through at least Thursday. Officials say the closure is due to the lack of potable water caused by heavy rainfall. The park's water comes from Lake Ogle, which is on the property. Any closures past tomorrow will be made on a day-by-day basis. With more storms in the forecast, here is your reminder. Live radar is available on the IndyChannel.com. The Storm Shield app is also a great resource for the latest location-based warnings from Storm Team 6.
A former classmate of Darren Shillmiller, the Harrison County man facing child porn and murder charges out of Alaska, says Shillmiller once tried to get her to send him photos of her young daughters. Cheyenne Arnold says she and Darren Shillmiller met in middle school, sharing some classes together through high school. She says he was always, quote, a little off. Now a 20-year-old mother of 2, Arnold says it was this winter when Shillmiller used different names and photos on an app, asking for photos of her changing the diapers of her 2 young children.
He was wanting me to change their diapers and send him videos of me doing it. And he didn't ever ask me touch them or nothing, but he was wanting me to basically during just their diaper changes, he was wanting me to video it and send him pictures because he said he had a problem he wanted to get over. And that's when I kind of clicked it. I was like, do you think are you in kids and stuff?
Arnold says it's taught her to be protective with her kids. Federal prosecutors added additional child porn charges on Shillmiller's docket on Tuesday. He's expected to be extradited to Alaska in early July. Coming up in the next half hour, hear from Cynthia Hoffman's father. She's the 19-year-old murdered by Denali Brimmer and her friends after Shillmiller told them he'd give them $9 million.
The mother and stepfather of a Madison County child who died 3 days before his second birthday now face murder charges. 24-year-old Allison Stephen and 26-year-old Jacob Wooten were charged with neglect of a dependent resulting in death. The charges stem from the October beating death of 23-year-old Ryder Stephen. Ryder was pronounced brain dead a few days after being found unresponsive in his family's home in Elwood. Authorities said Stephen told them she left her son in the care of Wooten while she went to work.
A retrial is underway for a man accused of double murder. The crime happened more than 2 years ago. Maurice Turrentine's first trial in February ended in a mistrial after jurors started deliberating. 2 men were found shot to death at a home on Villa Avenue on the southeast side of Indianapolis in April of 2017. A 4-year-old child was in the home at the time of the murders, but was not physically harmed.
For the first time in more than 10 years, a busy road on the south side of Indianapolis is getting a full facelift. Indianapolis Department of Public Works officials spent Tuesday outlining a major project on Southport Road. The project includes full reconstruction below the surface and new asphalt from Bluff Road to US 31. Lanes will also be widened to increase safety for drivers. The stretch of Southport has not been resurfaced in more than a decade.
Traffic on Southport Road behind us may move a little slower than usual, but only because we're making it better for the future. After construction, we'll have a smoother, safer passage for the 18,000 drivers who travel this stretch daily.
Work is scheduled to wrap up in the fall. The project is part of the city's $400 million infrastructure plan over the next 4 years.
RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is connecting you to training resources, plus jobs that need to be filled right now in central Indiana. A Hancock County company breaking ground on a new facility that will double its size and increase the demand for employees. Spectra Premium Industries, based in Greenfield, makes and distributes auto replacement parts. On Tuesday, they kicked off construction of a new 586,000 square foot facility. The company is always recruiting for general warehouse positions, and employees say they enjoy the team-oriented environment.
We all are a team. It's not just one person. Our goal is one team, one goal. So definitely that's the exciting thing, because it's not just one person, it's all of us working together.
You can apply for open positions by visiting Spectra Premium's current location off County Road 300 North.
The race for the White House is officially in high gear. Straight ahead, we'll take you to President Trump's re-election rally and get reaction from his Democratic opponents.
Plus, investigators in Alabama are searching for a man accused of turning his pet squirrel into an attack animal. Straight ahead, what police say the man was feeding it to make it constantly aggressive. Alyssa.
And we are starting out dry, however humid this morning. It is a Storm Team 6 alert day, and this is why we have quite a bit of rain coming in as we head into the afternoon. Also, the potential of some severe storms. I'll give you all the details coming up.
Now with the People First warranty.
We are taking a live look right now at I-465 at US 36 Rockville Road on the west side. A lot of traffic in that area for this time of the morning, but no issues to report.
President Trump officially kicking off his 2020 re-election bid with a major rally in Orlando. Trump making his case for a second term by rehashing his 2016 campaign. As ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi reports, his 2020 Democratic rivals quick to fire back, calling Trump's speech absolute nonsense.
I want to introduce my husband, the President of the United States.
President Trump officially launched his 2020 campaign in front of thousands of supporters donning his signature red hat.
We're going to keep making America great again, and then we will indeed keep America great.
But that's not the only component of his 2016 campaign that's crossing over into his re-election bid. The president's hour-and-a-half-long speech rehashing many of his past grievances.
33,000 emails deleted.
Continuing the trip down memory lane by once again decrying what he refers to as the special counsel's witch hunt.
What did they come up with? No collusion.
Trump telling his crowd of supporters he will not let them down as he touted a list of his accomplishments.
Our economy is the envy of the world. Perhaps the greatest economy we've had in the history of our country.
The president hardly mentioning the nearly 24 Democratic presidential candidates eyeing to challenge him, aside from Senator Bernie Sanders, who quickly fired back.
An hour-and-a-half speech of lies, distortions, and total absolute nonsense.
And former Vice President Joe Biden, who recent polls show ahead of Trump in key battleground states. Biden tweeting overnight that President Trump, quote, inherited the good economy from the Obama-Biden administration. And next week in Miami, the 2020 Democratic presidential candidates will face off in their first ever debate. Mona Kosarambi, ABC News, Washington.
New this morning, a break for Boeing. Its sales drought has come to an end. The company announcing it sold 30 of its 787 Dreamliner jets to Korean Air. It's a welcome change of pace for the embattled aircraft maker, which hadn't announced any new sales since late March. That was shortly after its best-selling jet, the 737 MAX, was grounded because of 2 deadly crashes. The sale to Korean Air will total a little more than $6 billion.
Well, everyone knows squirrels are jumpy by nature, but apparently their natural vigilance wasn't enough for an Alabama man who allegedly fed a pet squirrel meth to make it aggressive. Investigators say they received tips about a, quote, attack squirrel at an apartment. They searched the unit and found the animal along with meth, body armor, ammunition, and drug paraphernalia. Police say they're still looking for the man they say fed the squirrel meth.
So out of the ordinary, you know, it's kind of incredulous when you first see it. You know, you're like, you know, somebody's got a squirrel, supposedly that's an attack squirrel, and supposedly he's feeding it meth to keep it aggressive. That is, that's something in 18 years of law enforcement I've never seen, and so yeah, it's highly unusual.
Well, the deputy you just heard from there says that deputies released the squirrel after consulting with wildlife officials. They were not able to successfully test the animal for meth. It is 4:46. Let's get over to Alyssa.
And it is a Storm Team 6 alert day because we do have some storms moving in later today, this afternoon, evening, and overnight. We have the potential of some flash flooding as this system moves through, and we also have the potential of some severe storms with that system, with those main threats being some hail and possibly some damaging winds. Right now, a warm and dry start, however, muggy outside to start your day today. 71 degrees in Indianapolis. Those winds are currently calm. We are starting to see a little bit of patchy fog moving into some of those southeast counties, so just be aware of that. Besides that, though, it is a quiet radar, and that's going to change as we head through the day. We have that warm, humid air mass over us right now, and then we have this system just off to our west. What's going to happen next is we're going to see a shortwave move through from that today as we head into the afternoon and evening, and then that low pressure system is going to move through overnight and into your Thursday, continuing to impact us with the potential for some heavy rain and possibly some thunderstorms. So here we are today, starting out dry this morning, however cloudy, and then we are going to start to see that system make its way in as we head into the afternoon, starting as just some showers, and then we have that potential of some thunderstorms developing later in the afternoon and evening with a little bit of convection. Now, the main thing with this is we do have the potential of some heavy downpours, which is why we do have that flash flood watch in effect, but we also could see some strong storms moving through. So we are under a severe weather risk today, a marginal risk right across Indianapolis, and then a slight enhanced risk right across some of those southern counties as we head into the afternoon and overnight hours. Again, the main threats are going to be the potential for those heavy downpours, as well as some large hail and also some damaging winds possible with the system moving through today. Flash flood watch in effect as well. Now, that is because we have received so much rain over the past few days, so that ground is saturated, and then we are going to see the potential of about 2 to 4 inches in some of those areas that see thunderstorms today. So we could see quite a bit of rain yet as we head through the next couple days here. This is in effect until tomorrow afternoon. Today, temperatures starting in the 60s this morning, cloudy skies and a humid start, and then we'll start to see those showers move in right around the midday hour, and then the potential for some thunderstorms happens later in the afternoon and overnight, with those potential for some heavy rain as well. Tomorrow, continuing to see the potential for some scattered storms, mainly in the morning, but we could see a few again in the afternoon, and then then Friday is going to be our brief break. Now, it's going to be high pressure building in, but we could still see some showers and thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon again. And then we have another system moving in just in time for the weekend. We are going to stay warm, though, but we're going to see chances of showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday with those highs in the mid-80s. And then we start to see things calm down by Tuesday, but we still have a chance of showers in the forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a live look outside this morning. This is I-65 at I-465 on the northwest side. If you look right here on I-65, you can see those flashing lights. That is because INDOT has that portion of the interstate closed as they repave the road there in that area. That closure is expected to last until about July 1st. Let's take a turn now. This is I-465 at Emerson Avenue on the south side there. You can see not many cars on the road at this hour, so if you're heading out the door, you shouldn't have any problems.
Are you a huge fan of Mr. Peanut, the Planters spokesperson? After the break, we have a unique item you could pick up to show your love for that character.
Plus, it's been 4 days since weekend storms battered the Hoosier State. Coming up all new at 5, we'll show you how one town's cleanup efforts are focused around the town's baseball fields. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, our continuing coverage of the case of Michael Colucci. He's accused in the death of his wife, Sarah, but the question for the jury is whether or not it was homicide, suicide, or an accident that took her life. We're also live in Orlando as jury selection continues in a death penalty trial involving the death of a nanny who was abducted from the house she lived in down near Orlando. That's coming up today right here on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. Good Morning, Indiana. We'll be right back.
$1,000 furniture giveaway, Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 4:55. We're taking a live look outside right now at I-465 at Ditch Road. You can see heavy traffic in this area. This is where construction is ongoing for a bridge project in that area. So if this is part of your commute, give yourself a little extra time this morning.
An incredible years-long space mission to explore a near-Earth asteroid just got up close and personal. NASA has released a stunning new photo of the asteroid at very close range. It's the latest from the spacecraft OSIRIS-REx, which is orbiting the asteroid named Bennu. It was shot at a range of less than half a mile, which set a record for the closest distance a spacecraft has orbited a body in the solar system. OSIRIS-REx was launched in 2016 on a 7-year mission to study Bennu. NASA says the data collected could help scientists understand the formation of our solar system.
You don't have much time to save money for the newest high-end sneakers on the block, and they're one shell of a surprise. Planters launched a new basketball shoe Tuesday ahead of the NBA draft based on company Spokesnet. Mr. Peanut. The kicks are made by manufacturer Rick Franklin, and they retail for $170. The company says its Crunch Force 1 shoe is made of premium leather, has a Mr. Peanut tongue, and a peanut insole, well, whatever that means. The limited release sneaker is only available until Friday. I'm buying these for you, Meredith.
Oh, thank you. Do they smell like peanuts, though?
I don't know.
Take a look at these incredible photos of what look like dogs literally walking on water. They were taken by a scientist with the Danish Meteorological Institute who was on a routine mission in northwest Greenland. The usually flat white sea ice was covered in water, the result of flooding from Greenland's enormous ice sheet. What resulted was a surreal shot of the dogs actually standing on ice just below the water surface. That is beautiful.
That's what I was thinking. So blue. Everything's so blue.
Yeah,
love it.
Love it. Very pretty. And those dogs are cute, too. I wish we could see their faces.
Nice. I think it's thick enough.
Okay.
I think they're good.
Good.
There was like a sled on there, too.
Yeah.
The dogs are okay.
Oh, my news mind.
Well, no ice around here, but a lot of rain.
But lots of rain and lots of potential for flooding, especially today. We have that flash flood watch in effect today. Showers move in later in the afternoon and overnight. We could see some heavy downpours with that. Also, a small potential for severe storms with this system. 80 degrees for our high. Chances of short storms continue tomorrow, and then we see a little break on Friday.